This is the TV News, the industry's only daily video report, brought to you by American Ingenuity TV. For all of your electronic marketing and creative needs, American Ingenuity TV is simply the solution.
Welcome to the TVNews.TV for Friday, March 19th, and here are today's top stories. ABC News has announced what we reported last Tuesday, that CNN host and correspondent Christiane Amanpour will be leaving the world's most trusted network to take the helm of ABC's This Week. Now, according to ABC News, Amanpour will also be appearing on and hosting other ABC News programs on various platforms. As a former colleague of Ms. Amanpour at CNN, I'd like to wish her the very, very best in her new endeavor. Convergence Watch. Google has established working relationships with Sony, Intel, and Logitech to develop and launch a complete solution designed to drive the TV web experience into the living room. This partnership is reported to be in its nascent stages, but they have hashed out who will be doing what within this initiative. Intel will handle the software solution. Makes sense. Google will drive the exhibition infrastructure. That makes sense. Sony will work the viewing hardware end of the equation, and the actual navigational instrument, or remote, will be the charge of Logitech. That's a whole lot of talent, strategic, and executional firepower, so stay tuned. And on a very sad note, the king of the wild frontier is no more. Fess Parker, who played both Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone on TV and the silver screen, has passed away at the age of 85. We'll miss you, Fess.
The Sports TV News is brought to you by Store & Associates, sports and entertainment marketing specialists. Log on to storeandassociates.com and start connecting with sponsors and consumers.
Eric Mackerlin is in with us, and we're going to do something a little different today on the Sports TV News. It's kind of a free-form conversation about the undisputed champion of sports marketing, namely the NFL. Eric, start this thing off with how this Uber marketing organization kind of recently tripped up.
Problem occurred last week when Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, had a rather thorny question that he needed to decide. The question was this: which New York team would get the opportunity to play the first regular season game in the brand new stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey? Would it be the New York Giants, the typical old line, original NFL franchise, or would it be the upstart New York Jets, usually the second poor sister in New York football? Now, what happened here is there were a lot of confusion publicly about what was going to be decided. Until last Friday, on the Jets website, it was reported that Goodell would decide who would play first by way of a coin toss. Not long after that, Goodell made an announcement that instead of having a public coin toss with members of either teams available to watch it and witness it publicly, that he had tossed the coin himself, and that the Giants had won, and that they would host the first regular season game in the new stadium on Sunday, whereas the New York Jets would get the first Monday Night Football game in the stadium on the next night. Now, let's put aside for a moment what's fair and what's not fair, because I think that's a secondary question here. What I think is important here is that the NFL had a real opportunity to take this conflict and turn it into a marketable moment. Stay with me here. What we've got are the two biggest names in New York football, the Jets and the Giants. They've not really been at each other's throats all these years, but the fact of the matter is that there is some kind of rivalry. Again, the Giants are old New York. They're the team that played in Yankee Stadium. They've been around for decades. They're an original NFL team. On the other hand, you got the New York Jets, the upstarts, the ones that are associated with Joe Willie, a team that has never had a home of its own until now, where it is now officially sharing the new stadium in the Meadowlands with the Giants. Okay, why was this an opportunity? Well, the fact of the matter is that you could have turned this into a great television moment. Why not do the coin toss publicly in front of the whole world for everybody to see and market it as a chance to get on ESPN or the NFL Network and bring the two teams together, dramatize the rivalry, and flip that coin in public? Maybe you could have that coin flipped by somebody like former Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Maybe it's current Mayor Bloomberg. Maybe you do the coin toss in Grand Central Station, or Penn Station, where everybody gets on the train to go to the game now. For some reason, Roger Goodell, who is, a businessman, didn't really see this as an opportunity. He saw it as something to, well, quite honestly, get around.
I think it is crazy. It is unconscionable that this didn't happen at Grand Central. That Eli Manning wasn't there, that Mark Sanchez wasn't there, that Jets fans weren't there, that Giants fans. This was done in secret. It's like Goodell's little star chamber. I think it would have made a great half-hour special on the NFL Network, which doesn't have a whole lot to show these days. Or if they didn't want it, ESPN could have taken it. At the very, very least, it could have gone to one of New York's 3 RSNs. They would have been frothing at the mouth and chomping at the bit for this kind of thing. This is tailor-made for the #1 market, football market in America, and they blew it.
Yeah, and in terms of PR and marketing, what we've got here is that Goodell looked at this situation as a problem to be managed rather than an opportunity to be exploited. And quite honestly, if you really want to know what happened here, Roger Goodell fumbled this football through the end zone.
All right, and we thank you, Eric, and here's the moral of the story. NFL and any other major league organization, if you have a problem and you don't know how to get around it, call us at the TV News. We'll set you straight. We know how to market. Eric, we thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Future events and opportunities brought to you by Sando Communications. Sound judgment, solid credibility, and superior results. This is Sando Communications.
Coming this May, the cable show will be front and center, so now's the time to register. To pull the trigger, log on to 2010.thecableshow.com. And just a reminder on something that we pretty much know you're already doing. But if you've missed any editions of the TV News this week, catch up and get current by clicking on Archives here at the tvnews.tv. And that's about it for today's edition of the TV News. We'll be back on Monday with top news, plus the big picture analysis and commentary. And as threatened, we can preview that in 6 words. Movies back on the Weather Channel. Gonna be a good one. I'm Jeff Grimshaw. Thanks for watching, and go out and make it a great weekend.
The TV News has been brought to you by American Ingenuity TV. For all of your electronic marketing and creative challenges, American Ingenuity TV is simply the solution.